when I was in my 20s, I dated a girl for a season who loved to stay out late. I have never been a big one for staying out late. She loved staying out late. It seemed like everything happened late. Drove me crazy. One of the many reasons I stopped seeing her, but I had already been a full-time college student for quite a while. She wasn't a student. I'd already been working a job for a long time. She worked. I didn't party. Her and all of her friends, their life, it felt like it was falling into a party, just meeting them. But they would go to the movies at midnight, something like that, after spending an evening together, and then we would all go out to breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning after getting out of the movies or going dancing or something like that. It was ridiculous. And I just could not survive that type of life. I didn't regret it, didn't feel badly about it. Nothing about it appeals to me in any way, shape, or form. But in those days, I never imagined that 40 years into the future, 43 years into the future, that the times that I would be up late at night would be because we were just locking up the church. We were just coming home from Los Angeles, from being on Skid Row and serving the homeless, where tonight I was with all our friends from the Jackets for Jesus team, including Matt, who came, including Lauren and Christine and Jackson, including Steve and his friend, whose name I don't remember, all the way from Ukraine, who sang and played the guitar tonight for people on the streets. And I thought about what an interesting life this is to lead. That 40 some odd years ago, I didn't want to stay up late with a group of beautiful young women because it was just, insane and driving me crazy. And I couldn't keep my grades up and I couldn't keep life together. And in my 60s, I'm staying up, not to the crack of dawn, but staying up late for me once a week just to be with friends on the streets of Los Angeles and serve and drive home. Life takes so many changes and so many turns, and when you live long enough, you have the opportunity to experience both the good, the challenging, the fun, the exciting, the experiences of life, when you're willing to look at some of the things and say, yeah, you know what? For someone, this may be exciting, but not for me. And for that young woman that I was dating then, who I suspect is also in her 60s now, may have been exciting, not for me. I hope that wherever she's at, I have no idea now. I have no idea what her last name was now when I think about it. I hope she's happy. I hope maybe if she's staying up late, she's serving, that she's doing something good with her life. But if there's one thing I notice each week, because we each one drive our separate ways out of the church parking lot, it's this, that the roads are pretty well empty at this time of night. I used to always tell the kids when they would want to stay out late at night, when they became teenagers and into their early 20s and still lived at home, I'd say, listen, you guys, nothing good happens after midnight while you're out. The only reason people are out after midnight is because, lots of bad things can happen. We were just pulling out of the parking lot, and the unmistakable sound of gunfire in the distance went off. We all looked at each other. Each one of us recognized it. I was going to do a video at the church. Thought, I'll do kind of a bonus Monday video starting early in the morning at 12:30 Monday morning. And we all looked at each other like, yeah, probably a good time to go. Just in case whoever's shooting that gun is coming the direction of the church. And as opposed to hunting out trouble, as opposed to going down and saying, let's see if we can find wherever the gunfire is coming from, we just went our separate directions and headed home. In my heart, as I drove home, I whispered a quiet prayer for Jody, for Ron, for Patty, for Mark, for Evelyn, for each of us at the end of our full evening. Thankful that I had the opportunity to be with them, and hoping that I get the opportunity to have a lot more Sunday nights together with these people. See, I spend these early Monday mornings now thankful. After 30 years of doing this, 30 years of these Monday nights, Monday mornings, I should say, not wanting them to come to an end. I don't know if you're at a spot in your life where you're still at that party point and you're thinking, man, I can't wait to stay up all night long, have breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning with friends out at some little restaurant. Or if you're at a spot where all you want to do is get that extra sleep, maybe wrap the day up. Remember that we each one go through lots of transitions in life. And these transitions, they make us who we are. And for us to say, I'm going to give myself completely to positive growth. When I need to make a change, I'm going to make that change. And if you're at a spot in your life today where you need to make a change, don't be afraid to make it. Just make the change you need to make. And if you think to yourself, why in the world does Eric make a video in the middle of the night while he's driving home, or in the middle of the night, early morning, Monday morning, while he's driving home, and post it on YouTube thinking anyone's going to want to listen to his ramblings? This is the reason. Because even early on Monday morning, I want to be the miracle. Even early on Monday morning, if there's just a little tiny thing I could say that would pull you out of a life of mediocrity and push you in to a life that's legitimately miraculous, I would hope that maybe you would make a good decision to walk away from that which is maybe hurting you or that which is damaging you, and to step into that which is going to build you and grow you into a person that's building community all the way around, whether that's with us on the streets of Los Angeles with Jackets for Jesus, whether that's in your own faith community, whether that's just in helping out in your neighborhood, being better with your family. That you can make a decision, I want to make those positive changes that are going to build me into being a better person. Because I believe that's what God created us to be, is to be better. And I believe that we're all better together. And I think to live this life and to miss the miracle, well, what a tragedy that would be. If somehow there was a miracle taking place, that miracle was right inside of you, and you missed it, and you let it go by, while our hearts beat, while we're still drawing breath, while the promise of tomorrow morning is still out ahead of us. The miracle is still waiting to happen. I've got a couple of boxes of backpacks in the back of my truck. They're here because I believe someone's going to want to fill those up. I believe someone's going to want to make sure that someone on the streets on December 22nd has a backpack filled with love. I think someone's going to contact me. So I carry them with me all the time, wanting to be part of that positive change in the lives of others. I think about Steve coming to the streets tonight, carrying a friend all the way from Ukraine. 2 weeks ago, he had a friend with him all the way from Lebanon. Friends that are coming to the streets of Los Angeles. Because when we get out, that's how we become the miracle. When you stay in, it's impossible to discover the wonders of what's out, even on Monday morning early. Maybe that's the reason that girl I was dating when we were kids wanted to be up until 4 o'clock in the morning to go have breakfast. Maybe she didn't want to miss a moment of the excitement of the weekend that she worked all week to get to. So she wanted to be up all night long and partying into it. I don't know. I didn't get the motivation at that time. But this, I get. Whatever it is it takes to push you out the door, find it, discover it, embrace it, live it, celebrate it, until you can invite someone to come with you and say, together, we can be the miracle. Hey, God bless you. Have a fantastic week. This is the special early Monday morning edition of Motivated in 2 minutes. Have a fantastic week. Whoops, this thing doesn't want to turn off.